Hey guys, Works First here. I wanted to give my initial reaction and initial thoughts on Daredevil Born Again, the first two episodes, and I gotta say, yes! It's awesome, man. I'm very excited to see where the show goes from here. I don't really think I can think of criticisms right now. I'm just really excited that Charlie Cox is back as Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio is back as Kingpin. It's very exciting. There are some stuff I will discuss there are spoilers. So if you want to avoid spoilers, then go ahead and scroll. So right off the bat, Foggy Nelson is fucking dead, and I'm like, because I really liked Foggy, and I was like, I think I heard the rumors initially that they were gonna kill him off, and I was like, nah, they won't, especially considering how controversial it got initially, and then they fucking did it. They fucking did it. The balls. I respect the balls it takes to do that sort of thing. Karen Page doesn't really have much of a role in this. And honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. I know, controversial opinion, but, with Foggy dead, in my opinion, there's not really much of a purpose to Karen Page as a character. Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin gives such a fantastic performance, as usual, as the character. And Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, really good. Really, it's like solid all around. New characters I'm pretty interested in so far, and it's definitely going to be one of those things that I'm getting used to the new cast, and besides Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, but I think I'm gonna like them. I actually am interested in White Tiger. Rest in peace to the actor that played him. I don't know his name, but it's definitely very interesting seeing what they're doing with the whole vigilantes are outlawed in New York City sort of thing. So I actually do wonder if this will affect other Marvel projects. Like, I wonder if it'll affect Spider-Man, for example, or if it'll affect like the new Spider-Man movie, or if it'll affect just the TV shows, or what street level franchises that it will affect. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where this goes, and honestly, I'm definitely sorry this video is long, but I just wanted to talk about this show that I really love. I love the original Daredevil series, and I'm really glad it's back to the form. I'm one of those people that didn't necessarily mind him in She-Hulk or No Way Home, or where he was a bit more lighthearted. But I'm glad he's back to the grittiness of before. And I'm really looking forward to see what they do with it. So those are my thoughts, and let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, whoever you may be. Just don't be rude in the comments, please. I've had experience with that. But those are my thoughts, and see ya. So, Daredevil Born Again Episode 3 is out. I watched it, and I'm just going to tell you off the bat, spoilers are ahead. So, if you don't want to hear spoilers, keep scrolling. But if you want to hear my quick thoughts, here they are. The episode was really good. If not, it made me a little angry. Anyway, full spoilers as of now. White Tiger. White Tiger is fucking dead. And when I say dead, I don't mean the regular superhero dead. I mean shot in the fucking head. Right here, basically. But the back of the head. And it's just and this thing is, he just got out. Let me rephrase that. He was found not guilty at court. He was free to go. I was like, cunt. I was really pissed off when they killed him. And it's just people, they're trying to make you believe that it's the Punisher that killed him, right? I do not believe that for a single second. Because you gotta remember, cops have been wearing his fucking logo proudly in the show. So I believe it's one of the cops that killed him that was wearing the Punisher logo. And I believe in the next episode we'll find out that Frank Castle has either been retired or at least he didn't do the killing. So that's the way I see it, and that's how I believe it. That's what I believe happened, and quite frankly, it really annoys me because like I get the actor's dead, the actor who plays White Tiger is dead, but like they could have at least like had him be like, hey, he was still alive, you know, or even still not even be alive, just had him die off screen or something like that. So it kind of sucks, really. Like it's really bad. Like holy shit. But other aspects of the episode I liked that I like that the mystery of the cops and the way they are. I like the way Wilson Fisk was basically saying, hey, I don't agree with the jury and all that. And the fact, and it's continuing the vigilante storyline. And quite frankly, I've always found the concept of whether or not people should wear a mask and fight crime really interesting. I've always found that concept to be engaging. And honestly, that's what made the dialogue between Daredevil, like with Matt and Foggy in episode 10 of season 1, was one of the best scenes in the entire show, or best episodes in the entire show, because it really captured people's conflicting feelings on it. And the fact that this show is doing it again, it's really good. Nikki Torres ended up being a useless cunt. So, good job, Matt. You fought cops for nothing. And now that some of the agents and cops might fucking know that Matt is a fighter, or at least they might even know he's Daredevil, which, it's very like, hey, what's going to happen next episode? I'm really excited to see the next episode, and quite frankly, I really, really, really want to see more. And the fact that they're doing it once a week pisses me off. A little bit off topic, well, same topic, but still. I hate it. I hate it when streaming shows have it where it's like one episode a week. That works for network television because, you need someone to keep watching the station. But I get with Disney Plus, they want to keep people on paying for Disney Plus. But at the same time, it's like, sorry, I could make a whole video on that. Anyway, overall, Daredevil Born Again is it's still pretty damn good, and I hope it keeps going with the trajectory of being good. So, see ya. Hey guys, Worksverse here, and I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on the episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again. And honestly, this is my least favorite out of the episodes so far. This is not one I'd probably rewatch unless I'm doing a full binge of the series. But the best scene in the entire episode, hands down, was the scene with Matt and Frank, aka Daredevil and Punisher, respectively. And honestly, everything else, the marital stuff, I had no issue with. And honestly, this episode felt like, I've heard people say in the past, it feels like it's been reshot. Like certain episodes feel like it's been reshot. And then, episode 1, for example, felt that way to certain people. But I didn't feel that way until this episode. This episode really feels like it's been reshot. I feel like a lot of this stuff was added last minute. To be fair, it was. But at the same time, I'm not going to judge the whole show based on that. Because, I like being fair. The main thing is with this episode, right, is that there's too many scenes of lack of importance. It's just, I feel like this episode was just a bunch of teasing for what's to come for the later in the season, and then but that should have been the first episode. If anything, I feel like this is just my thing, but I get they had footage already, but they should have just scrapped everything and rewrote everything. Sure, keep the Hector Ayala episodes because you don't want to lose footage for that actor since that was his last performance. But at the same time, it's you could have I feel like it would have been beneficial if you reshot almost the entire show instead of just reshooting certain episodes. And I feel like that would have been better. That's just me though. But overall, my least favorite of the episodes, but at the same time, I still like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. See ya. Hey guys, it looks here. Spoilers for episodes 5 and 6 of Daredevil Born Again. Let's go. Episode 5 is entirely pointless. Entirely pointless. It doesn't add anything to the story, and all it is an episode dedicated to Irish Day, like St. Patrick's Day, and just a bank robbery. That doesn't add anything to the plot. You can easily skip it, and nothing would change. Now, episode 6, which major improvement over episode 5, and honestly, with the vigilante task force that's been introduced for this, I find it a cool idea. And honestly, like, of course, Fisk would hire crooked cops to do whatever they, or as we like to call them, pigs, just fucking get rid of the people that are doing actual good for the world and leave the corruption in there. And we'll see this. Muse, I find him to be a cool villain as a concept, like, you know, using blood to paint. Do paintings and graffiti. I find that to be a really cool idea. And honestly, but I will say this as well, about fucking time Daredevil's back in the suit, because we had too many episodes of just Matt Murdock being Matt Murdock. Sure, that's good to do, but at the same time, we don't need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 episodes in a row of it. You need to sprinkle Daredevil action in there. I get it that he was doing action outside the suit, but at the same time, it doesn't. What they're trying to do with the more cult procedural, you can tell that episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5, a lot of that was the pre-overhaul stuff. And now, I hope to God, this is, the recreation stuff. Because so far, episode 1 is the best. And the worst for me is episode 5. But don't get me wrong, there are good moments in every episode, but I feel like as a show, it's suffering from 2 different creative visions. And, sorry, a little bit of a tangent, but, so episode 6 is really good. Episode 5, fucking terrible, don't watch it. So those are my thoughts on episodes 5 and 6 of Daredevil Born Again. What do you think? Hey guys, Wilkesverse here, and I just watched Daredevil Born Again episode 7, and I'm just going to put this out, spoilers, right off the bat, so if you don't want spoilers, then go. For the people that either don't care or have seen the episode, welcome. Anyway, episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again was fine. It was just fine. It wasn't my favorite episode, it's not my least favorite like episode 5 was. I definitely had fun with it, like, I will say this though, I did not think they'd kill off Muse this quickly. I did not think, like, they would actually, like, just go and, like, straight up, like, I don't really see, I thought Muse was going to be, like, more of an important character, like, show up in more episodes and stuff like that. I did not think that he would just be killed off after the last episode. And, well, I get that certain characters have their expiration date, but I just feel like they could have done more with the character, you know? Like, we had this idea of, like, what Muse was, and, like, we had this, like, we could have done a whole season with Muse, but no, they just decided to kill him off immediately. Yeah, sure, they did, like, most of the season with him, but we barely got the focus on him, so that's why that's a problem I do have with the show, is that Muse didn't really get enough focus. Like, it could have actually been a whole season worth of a show, but he just decided, nah, let's stick him in a couple episodes, tease him in the first, like, 4 or 5 episodes, then have him show up in episode 6, and then have him die in episode 7. I'll say this, a lot of the show has been predictable for the most part, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't really mind that. Like, I just think, like, I bet with Daredevil being back and all, and with the therapist girlfriend being around, I think she'll find out that he's Matt's Daredevil. I bet that's going to happen next week. and I will let you guys know if I've called it or not. Anyway, it was very much one of those things where the show doesn't really, like, it's not as good as the original, but it's still pretty fun, and I still enjoyed episode 7 for what it was. But overall, fun episode, but not my favorite or least favorite. Anyway, those are my thoughts, so see ya. Hey guys, Rooksverse here. Spoilers for episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again. Let's get into it. This episode overall was pretty good. And not my favorite, but not my least favorite either. It's definitely better than the last episode. We got to see Bullseye again, which is pretty cool. I like the fact that, Bullseye tried to kill Kingpin, but Matt stepped in the way. Although I don't really feel like Matt would do that, but then again, it could be that he's trying to protect someone. I mean, why would he protect Kingpin? That's just me, though. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, so the whole thing with the therapist is starting to get really annoying. Like, with her stance on vigilantes and all that, and with her arguing with Matt about it, it's like her character just did a 180 from earlier in the season. I get that she went through that whole thing with Muse, but at the same time, like, I feel like stuff like that doesn't necessarily just change you straight up, and it's just like I get her stance might have been the same the entire time, but at the same time, it's just like, and the thing is, like, you think she would have put it together that Matt's Daredevil by now, but I was kind of hoping she would be the one to get shot, not Matt, considering that I'm kind of sick of her, if I'm being honest. But I can go on about that. But anyway, like, a lot of the episode was fine. It was fun. I mainly the Bullseye was a highlight in this episode in particular because we finally get to see him break out of prison, so that's nice. And yeah, I definitely I like that Matt's still pissed off about Foggy's death, and he's trying to find out who hired Bullseye to kill Foggy, obviously. And then it's just this whole thing, and I'm definitely interested to see where this goes for the final episode. I'm assuming Punisher's next week, considering that we haven't seen him up to this point. So overall, those are my thoughts. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hey guys, Rooksverse here. This is my review for the season finale of Daredevil Born Again. So, honestly, this is probably, I know I just watched it, so it might change, but this is my favorite episode of the season. It really brought things back for me, because I did feel like some of the episodes were either filler or just weren't captivating me as much as the first episode. And well, episode 9 did captivate me again like episode 1 did, and I really liked the Punisher and Daredevil stuff, and I do love but the thing is, the only problem, this may be a minor thing for me, but I don't feel like Punisher would get captured by a bunch of cops. I really don't think that it's within the Punisher's character, but hey, maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. Anyway, I love the fact that Karen came back, because, I did miss her throughout the show, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really like most of the new characters. I felt they were kind of generic and boring. And I definitely felt like overall the show was a mixed bag. There were some really good moments and really good episodes, but some of it, which was done by the original creative team, wasn't really good. And I felt like a lot of it was one of those things where sure, they couldn't control it, but I felt like they could have just done it where it was a factory reset of the entire show instead of just keeping the footage. That's just me, though. But anyway, I definitely like the fact that, it feels like the story's going to continue in Season 2, which obviously is. They're currently filming right now. But, overall, it's definitely my favorite episode of the season so far, and I'm definitely looking forward to Season 2. So, those are my thoughts, and take care.